Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Berry here. Welcome back for another lesson. I hope you enjoyed your long weekend and that you're ready for a new week of learning. So, we have been talking about text features and how they're really important to help a reader understand the text that they're reading and to better understand the information that the author is trying to present to the reader. So, we are going to be starting a research project that's going to last for 3 whole weeks. And we're going to be able to do our own research about an animal that we're interested in. And we are going to take us through the steps of how to take information from a book and organize it and then to make our own writing to teach people. So I'm super excited to take you through this and I can't wait to get started. So today I want to talk to you about our target, which is I can read and answer questions about a nonfiction text. Now, this target is really important because it focuses on our comprehension. Can you say comprehension? Great. And comprehension is how well a reader understands what they read. So we have to be able to read the words, and then we have to be able to talk about the book using our own words, not copying exactly what the author said, but putting what the author said into our own words and to tell somebody else. So today we're going to get started talking about an elephant. We're going to read about an elephant. We're going to annotate our text, which means that we're looking for important information. We're going to underline it in different colors. And then we will be answering some questions to show that we understood what we read. So again, our target is I can read and answer questions about a nonfiction text. Let's do that together. Mirror with words. I can read and answer questions about a nonfiction text. Perfect. So before we get going with the new text that we're reading about an elephant, I'd like to show you a quick video about an elephant to get our minds ready and excited for this new learning. So here we are.
Now it's time for some more amazing animals. Number 1, the amazing African elephant. These beautiful creatures are African elephants.
Oh yeah? Well, how do you know that? Have you seen my passport?
It's because you have much larger ears than an Asian elephant?
Well, really?
But that's a good thing because they help to let out the heat. African elephants can be found in eastern, southern, and west Africa.
What's this thing for? Do you mind if I just hang it here? Darling, that's your trunk.
The trunk is basically a fifth limb and a sound amplifier.
Hello? Is this thing on?
Yes, thank you, and...
Whoa! Mine's gone out of control! Switch it off! Switch it off!
Oh dear. The African elephant is the largest living animal on land. They can eat up to 220 pounds of vegetation per day.
Oh, very mature, Peter, very mature. That was my favourite tree.
Whatever. Where's the off switch? Where's the off switch?
Ah, the lovely African elephant. You surely are one amazing animal.
We get it. You don't.
All right, my friends, welcome back. So that was just to get us started thinking about the elephant and why it is such an amazing animal. We're going to be looking at an article together that we're going to read and then we're going to annotate. So remember, annotate means that we're going to find important information and we're going to underline it. Today, we're going to use certain colors for different information that we learn, and I'll show you more of that with our assignment. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the article that we're going to read today, and it is titled Elephant. We're going to read this once through to hear the information, and then I will read it again while we do our annotations. So the first thing I notice about the title is there's another word underneath elephant that's also bold. This word is mammal. This means that an elephant is a mammal. You might be wondering, what is a mammal? I'm glad you asked. A mammal is an animal that is warm-blooded and has fur. A mammal also can have babies. So we say that an elephant is a mammal. I know you might be wondering about the fur part of this. While we don't have fur right on the body of an elephant, he has some hair at the end of its tail. And so we still count that as being a mammal. So let's go ahead and read. Elephants are big. They are gray. They have big ears. They have two big tusks. They have a long trunk. They live in savannas. It is hot. They get water with their trunk. They put it on their back. They stay cool. Elephants are herbivores. They eat grass and twigs. They use their trunk to get food and water. Elephants have one baby. They are called calves. They are big. They are gray. They have big ears. They live for 70 years. Elephants have adaptations to help them. They are big. This keeps them safe. Their trunk is long. It helps them get food and water. They have tusks. They help them dig for food. Elephants are amazing. So my friends, we're going to go back now and we are going to annotate this text to underline a really important information that we learned about our animal. So if I look at my key on the side here, it says that we're going to use the color red for the animal's diet. Diet is what an animal eats. So I want to know, what do elephants eat? When I look back in my text, I remember that elephants are herbivores. They eat grass and twigs, and they use their trunk to get food and water. So I remember that herbivore means that they are plant eaters. That's why they eat grass and twigs. They eat plants. Perfect. So now I want to switch colors to orange, or actually I'm going to go down to yellow. I'm going to switch colors to yellow and see if I can find the information that tells me the animal's appearance. Can you say appearance? Great. Appearance is what the animal looks like, or what something looks like is their appearance. So we know that this elephant is really big. We know that it's the color gray. We know that it has ears and tusks and a trunk and a tail. So I want to find that information in my reading. And I remember it was right at the beginning. I'm also going to underline mammal because I know that has to do with the type of animal an elephant is. So let's underline all these things. Elephants are big, they are gray, they have big ears, they have two big tusks, they have a long trunk. I underlined these yellow because our table over here tells me that yellow is used for the appearance, what they look like. So let's move on to our next color, which is green. Green is supposed to be a life cycle. Life cycle means how babies grow. So I want to know about the elephant baby. So let's look through here. Down here, I see that elephants have one baby. So let's keep reading. They are called calves. They are big. They are gray. They have big ears, and they live for 70 years. That's all about the elephant's life cycle, how they are born and how long they live. Wonderful. Now I want to move down to blue. Blue is for a habitat. Habitat is where the animal lives. Do you remember where the elephant lives? Elephants live in savannas. Can you say savanna? Great. And savanna is a place that is very hot, that doesn't get a lot of water, and has a lot of grasslands. That is where the elephant lives. So let's underline more about the savanna. It's hot. They get water with their trunk is not about where they live, so I'm not going to underline that. I only want to underline that it is hot. So let's go back to drawing. Perfect. Now our last color is purple. And purple is used for adaptations, or what helps the animals survive. Can you say adaptation? Great. So an adaptation is a fancy word that tells us that the animal has something special about their body that helps them to live and survive. So we know that in the last paragraph they told us that the elephant is big, which helps keep it safe. We also know that their trunk is long and it helps them get food and water. And we know that they have tusks that help them dig for food. That is all interesting adaptations or things about the elephant's body that helps them survive. Now we skipped one color and that was cool facts. And I noticed that there's a little bit of information here that we didn't underline. One of the things I saw is that they get water with their trunks and they put it on their back to help them stay cool, which is really cool. So if an elephant is hot, it's going to get some water with its trunk and suck it up, and then he's going to put it on their back, so that they can cool down. I think that's an interesting fact. So I'm going to underline that in orange because that's the color I'm using for cool fact. Great. So we just annotated this text using the colors on the side to help us find specific information. So now if somebody asks me, what does an elephant eat? I can come back to this article and I can look at my table and say, oh, what do they eat? That's their diet, which is red. And then I can look just for the red text instead of having to read this whole book again. I know just to look at my red annotation and find out that elephants are herbivores. They eat grass and sticks. So we annotate so that we can organize our information and find it fast. Thanks for your help with that today. So my friends, we just did our annotations and I want to show you why we spent time doing that. We are working on our comprehension. Can you say comprehension? Beautiful. So our comprehension is how well we understand what we read. So we just read about elephants, then we underlined important information, and now we're going to answer questions in Google Classroom. That's your job for today. So let's take a look at our assignment. When you get into Google Classroom today, it's going to be looking a little bit different than what you normally see. Today, it's actually a quiz. And when you take the quiz, there's already multiple choice answers that you can choose to decide which answer is correct. So our first problem, for example, says true or false, elephants have 3 tusks. And I want to decide, yes, it's true, elephants do have 3 tusks, or false, that's not true, they don't have 3 tusks. So if I know that answer right away, awesome, I can select it. But if I'm unsure, I can look right next to the question, and this says yellow. So I know that I want to go back to my yellow annotations, the things that I underlined, yellow. So every question has a color next to it. These are blue, red, green. So if you're not sure of an answer, you can check back at your annotations before you answer the question. Once you get to the bottom and you answer them all, it will automatically save your answers. You can exit out and then click Turn In on Google Classroom. So remember that turn in part. That's the most important thing so I can see your work. So I want to remind you why we're doing this. Our target is I can read and answer questions about a nonfiction text. We already did the reading. Now we're going to answer questions. So this is what your job is in Google Classroom today. So go ahead and get started right away. If you need any support, you can go back and watch this video again to hear the reading again, or you could have an adult help you reread it. And remember, you always have those annotations to help you. So good luck, my friends. Get started right away. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Goodbye.